It's Sunday morning with yours truly. Yours being my first name, truly being my last. Hey, how's everybody doing? Did we enjoy that clock change this morning? Yeah, right. I almost broke a clock in my dining room because I hadn't even had my morning allotment of caffeine, also known as my coffee, when I started changing these clocks back, fall back, spring forward. I know there's something on the table here about the West Coast here in the US and Canada are kind of saying, hey, let's quit screwing around with this clock stuff and let's just leave it, you know, just the same across the board. I'll be honest with you, I never stayed up late at night and created worry lines trying to figure out why we do that, but I guess it's just kind of been an age-old custom here that, we've antiquatedly done and have accepted. But I'm all for it if we want to get rid of this and just, the clock is the clock is the clock and, irregardless of the time of the year. That would be fine. I think we have other things to worry about. But anyways, I got my clocks all turned back, minus the ones in my cars and truck. But I posted something on Facebook here, a little meme that citizens against the Republican and Democratic parties. The older I get, the more I'm seeing of how going one or the other is, frick or frack, peanut butter or jelly, black or white, up or down, in or out. It's not making us more united in this country or united as people and how we interact. I think it almost gives us credence, a license, as it were, to have things to piss, moan, and bitch about and complain about. I really don't think we're all that interested in being united and coming to the table and agreeing on things, because if that was the case, well, then I don't think we would have this electoral process that would be an issue. We would be much more on the proverbial same page, and we would be working more as a unit. And the more we refine it, the smoother the machine runs, But I don't know. I mean, one of the things that's got me always perplexed is, I've thought for a while, why don't we just let the states decide, what they're going to do and what they're not going to do? And in a lot of cases, we're seeing that more and more. Like, to use an example, the marijuana laws, okay? Well, certain states are saying, hey, we're going to legalize it. So whether you have a medical condition or you're just someone who wants to kick it back on any given night to catch a buzz and enjoy yourself, so be it. That's your business. And we all know and understand that marijuana is not habit forming. I mean, I don't think we've ever encountered that person on the streets. It's like, hey man, can you help me, dude? And they're scratching their arms and their eyes are all wide and their jaws askew, going left to right, and they're jonesing. Hey man, you don't have any weed, do you? I really could use a buzz right now, man. I want to get stoned. No. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen with somebody on marijuana is that they're not going to remember much, but they do always know where the local Maverick or 7-Eleven is, because they want to get down there and get themselves a couple Mountain Dews and some of those chocolate Twinkies, right? Or some Doritos. Right, so, I'm sure the stockholders in convenience stores have absolutely no problem with that. And you don't know of anybody who's smoked a joint and is like, hey man, I'm fucking stoned. Let's go out and kill somebody. Ha ha. No. Exactly. So we all know that marijuana isn't going to hurt anybody, providing it's just, of course, marijuana. But back to what I was saying about state and federal. Well, states are saying, hey, it's groovy, it's cool with us, right? But at the federal level, unilaterally, it's not. So here's an idea. Why don't we consider getting rid of the federal government? you know, not just for the marijuana thing, but for a lot of things. I mean, the federal government, man, they're behind all the taxation and all this shit and set pricing and, I mean, like I pointed out just the other day, I noticed that I was now paying tax on things I'm buying on eBay, right? And I'm like, when the hell did that start? Well, apparently it started this year. Okay. Anybody ask my vote on it? No. So that kind of rolls back to the voting principle of why I started this video is, you're hearing more and more the term, hey, between you and I, man, who are you going to vote for this year? Well, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to vote for the lesser of two evils. Now, folks, just think about that statement. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to vote for the lesser of two evils. Sounds like a double-edged sword, doesn't it? Like what we call a catch-22. Damned if I do and damned if I don't. I know. Watch the cliches, Scott. But exactly. I guess I'm going to vote for the lesser of two evils. That we don't have a candidate, whether it be at the highest level of our president or our senators or our congressmen, governors, whatever it is, hell, even our local sheriff's department, that's head and shoulders clear above. Because what you have is everybody's subscribing from the same assortment of magazines. Everybody drinks from the same drinking fountains. Everybody uses the same bathrooms. Everybody eats at the same restaurants. There really isn't truly one thing that differentiates from the other. It's sort of like price matching guarantees. You see that in stores. Well, if you really stop to look at it, when was the last time you went somewhere to buy some groceries? And you're like, man, I'm taking it in the shorts. But then you go up the street to this new grocery store, and it's like the differences are night and day. It's like, holy cow, man. I mean, this bag of toilet paper is $11.99 plus tax here, and here it's $6.49 plus tax. Wow, that is a considerable difference, right? Everything is always in the same realm, the same ballpark. Even when you're doing your purchases, there's very, very rarely in the retail end of things in society that you're going to find someplace that's really different in customer service or really, really different in the highs and lows of pricing. Everything is pretty much the same, right? Give or take. All right, this place is 4 cents cheaper a gallon for gas, And my father, the late infamous Roland Doc Watson, I remember he would tell my mom, Carolyn, I found this place over, here that really is the cheapest in gas prices. And, I recommend that you go there after work because that's where I'm going to go on Saturday to fill the car or whatever, Well, even though I was like 12, 13, 14 years old when he was coming up with these epiphanies, I would think about it like, all right, now, how far is my father going out of his way, whether it be on a Saturday when he's off work or before or after work during the week for mom or whatever, how much money is really being saved by going out of your way to save 9 cents a gallon on fuel when you add up your time and the cost to drive to said gas station and then back home, right? Now, if it's on the way home from work or something, well, sure. I mean, it's right there. Or it's 6 blocks out of your way. Sure. Why not? But if you're going to drive to a different town for the specific purpose to fill up your car once a week, or maybe twice a week, depending, I always thought, where's the real savings? But that's just kind of how my father's brain worked, I mean, that guy, he made old Honest Abe on the pennies scream. He was he made the Jewish people look like, damn, that guy's cheap. You know, well, the reason why I have so much money is because I don't spend it, or I get other people to pay for things. Yeah, that's the rich person's mentality. How did I get so rich? By letting other people pay for it. Yeah, good for you. So anyways, not to get off task, but, federal and state levels and voting and all this, I'm really thinking to myself, maybe this post I posted reiterates some things. Maybe it's made me think about some other things. What really is the difference between the two? And I think as we move down life's highway, or as corporate America says, going forward. God, I hate that term. It's just so passé. Going forward. The lines are clearly blurred. If the lines really are singular line, not lines plural, I think it's all kind of a matrixical illusion that there are lines plural. I think it's all, everything's cut from the same cloth. So I've been saying for years, in the last analysis, we need new government. And I think one of the first places we could start as a society, if we were willing to get together and come to the collective bargaining table, as they say, to arbitrate, is we got to really look at the federal government. That's where I'd start. What are your feelings? I hope everybody's enjoying the time differences and everybody's loving one another, right? And if there's anybody out there that doesn't have anybody to love, come and see me. I could always use some love. Peace out.